We place our trust in police officers. They are the individuals we look to in times of crisis, the ones we call upon when we feel threatened or in danger. They are the guardians of our safety, the watchful eyes that ensure our communities remain secure. The protectors of the innocent, offering a sense of security and peace of mind to those who need it most. We expect them to uphold the law, to serve and protect with integrity and honor. Their oath is a promise to the community. But what happens when the shield of authority hides a heart of darkness? When the very symbol of protection becomes a mask for malevolence? What happens when those sworn to uphold the law become the very ones who break it? When the enforcers of justice turn into perpetrators of crime? The truth is a chilling reality. Some police officers abuse their power. They exploit their positions for personal gain, betraying the very principles they vowed to uphold. They betray the public trust, causing harm not only to individuals but to the community as a whole. They commit crimes and they use their positions to conceal their actions. Their knowledge of the system becomes a tool for deception. These are not isolated incidents. They are part of a larger, more systemic issue that plagues law enforcement agencies worldwide. They are a stain on the very fabric of law enforcement, undermining the noble efforts of those who serve with honor. This essay will delve into the dark underbelly of police corruption. We will uncover the hidden truths and bring to light the stories that often go untold. We will examine real-life cases of officers who cross the line, those who let their greed and malice overshadow their duty. We will expose their methods of concealment and the devastating consequences of their actions. Their betrayal leaves a trail of broken trust and shattered lives. Most importantly, we will explore the erosion of public trust and the urgent need for accountability within law enforcement. It is a call to action for reform and transparency, to restore faith in those who are meant to protect us. The stories are numerous, each more disturbing than the last. These incidents shake the very foundation of public trust in law enforcement, leaving communities in fear and disbelief. Take the case of Michael Slager, a former North Charleston police officer. His actions were caught on camera, sparking outrage and protests across the nation. Slager shot an unarmed man, Walter Scott, in the back as he ran away. The footage contradicted Slager's initial report, revealing a blatant abuse of power. He then planted evidence near Scott's body in an attempt to justify the shooting. This act of deception was a desperate attempt to cover up his crime. Then there's the case of Daniel Holtz, a former NYPD officer. His actions, along with those of his colleagues, were part of a larger, systemic issue within the department. Holtz, along with other officers, planted drugs and weapons on innocent people. These false charges ruined lives and eroded community trust. They then lied under oath to secure convictions. This perjury not only undermined the justice system but also highlighted the lengths to which some officers would go to maintain their facade of authority. These are just two examples of a deeply troubling trend. Across the country, similar stories emerge, each one a testament to the pervasive nature of police corruption. These cases, and countless others like them, reveal a chilling pattern. A pattern where those sworn to protect and serve instead exploit their power for personal gain. Officers use their power to commit crimes, ranging from theft and extortion to assault and even murder. The impact on victims and their families is immeasurable, leaving scars that last a lifetime. They then leverage their positions to cover up their tracks, often with the complicity of fellow officers. This culture of silence and protectionism only serves to perpetuate the cycle of corruption. The betrayal of trust is profound, the consequences devastating. Communities are left to grapple with the aftermath, seeking justice and accountability in a system that has failed them. Cover-ups take many forms. Officers may tamper with evidence, planting or destroying crucial pieces. They may falsify reports, twisting narratives to fit their version of events. Witnesses may be intimidated into silence, fearful of challenging those sworn to protect them. The blue wall of silence often plays a role. This unwritten code compels officers to protect their own, even in the face of wrongdoing. It fosters a culture of impunity where misconduct is tolerated, if not encouraged. The methods of concealment are as varied as the crimes themselves. The common thread is a blatant disregard for the law and a willingness to exploit the very system they are meant to uphold. The result is a perversion of justice, leaving victims and their families reeling in the wake of betrayal. The consequences for corrupt officers are often woefully inadequate. Some escape punishment altogether, shielded by powerful unions and a system reluctant to police its own. Those who are caught may face charges, but convictions are difficult to secure. The burden of proof is high, and juries are often hesitant to convict those in positions of authority. Even when found guilty, sentences may be lenient, failing to reflect the gravity of their crimes. This lack of accountability sends a dangerous message. It tells corrupt officers that they are above the law. It undermines public trust and erodes faith in the very institutions designed to protect us. Justice delayed in these cases is justice denied. The impact of police corruption extends far beyond the immediate victims. It tears at the fabric of our communities, leaving behind a legacy of mistrust and fear. When those sworn to protect us become the perpetrators, it shakes our sense of security to its core. Communities, particularly minority communities already disproportionately targeted by police misconduct, become further marginalized. They live with the constant fear of harassment, abuse, and even violence at the hands of those meant to protect them. This mistrust creates a dangerous divide. It hinders cooperation between law enforcement and the communities they serve, making it more difficult to solve crimes and keep our streets safe. The ripple effects of police corruption are far-reaching, eroding the very foundations of a just and equitable society. Restoring faith in law enforcement is a long and arduous journey. It requires a fundamental shift in the culture of law enforcement, one that prioritizes transparency, accountability, and integrity above all else. Independent oversight bodies must have the power to investigate and prosecute police misconduct without fear of reprisal. Body cameras, when implemented correctly, can provide crucial evidence and increase transparency. However, they are not a panacea. Clear protocols for their use, storage, and access are essential to ensure their effectiveness. Furthermore, we must address the systemic issues that contribute to police misconduct. Poverty, racial bias, and lack of opportunity all play a role. Investing in communities, providing adequate training and resources to officers, and fostering positive relationships between law enforcement and the people they serve are crucial steps towards lasting change. One of the most significant obstacles to accountability is the blue wall of silence. This pervasive code of silence protects corrupt officers, discouraging whistleblowers, and shielding wrongdoers from consequences. It creates a culture of fear and intimidation, where speaking out against misconduct is seen as a betrayal of the badge. Breaking down this wall is essential for restoring trust in law enforcement. Officers who witness wrongdoing must be encouraged and protected when they come forward. Internal affairs departments must be empowered to conduct thorough and impartial investigations, free from undue influence. Moreover, prosecutors must be willing to pursue charges against officers who abuse their power, even when it is politically unpopular. The message must be clear: no one is above the law, not even those sworn to uphold it. Transparency is the cornerstone of accountability. Police departments must be open and honest with the public they serve. This includes providing access to information about police misconduct, use of force incidents, and departmental policies. Community policing, where officers build relationships with residents and work collaboratively to address crime, can help bridge the divide between law enforcement and the communities they serve. It fosters trust and understanding, creating an environment where concerns can be raised and addressed openly. Furthermore, we must invest in training programs that emphasize de-escalation techniques, cultural sensitivity, and implicit bias training. By equipping officers with the skills and knowledge they need to interact effectively with diverse communities, we can reduce the likelihood of misconduct and build trust. The fight for police accountability is not just the responsibility of law enforcement, it is a collective responsibility. Every citizen has a role to play in ensuring that our communities are safe and just. This means standing up, speaking out, and taking action whenever we see injustice. It means educating ourselves and others about the issues at hand and working together to find solutions. We must demand better from those who have sworn to protect and serve. This includes advocating for comprehensive training programs that emphasize de-escalation and community engagement. It also means pushing for policies that promote transparency and accountability within police departments. We must hold them accountable when they abuse their power. This can be achieved through independent oversight committees, body cameras, and other measures that ensure officers are held to the highest standards of conduct. Stay informed about police misconduct issues in your community, follow local news, attend community meetings, and engage with social media platforms to stay updated. Knowledge is power, and being informed is the first step towards making a difference. Attend police commission meetings, engage in dialogue with local officials, and make your voice heard. Your participation in these forums is crucial for driving change and ensuring that your concerns are addressed. Support organizations working to reform law enforcement and hold police accountable for their actions. Silence is complicit. By volunteering your time, donating resources, or simply spreading the word, you can contribute to the cause. We cannot stand idly by while those sworn to protect us betray our trust. It is our duty to challenge the status quo and demand better for ourselves and future generations. The time for change is now. We must seize this moment to push for meaningful reforms that will create a more just and equitable society. We must demand justice, transparency, and accountability from our law enforcement institutions. This is not just about addressing past wrongs, but about building a better future. Only then can we begin to heal the wounds of the past and build a future where everyone feels safe and protected, regardless of race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status. Together, we can create a society where justice and equality are not just ideals but realities.